This is Joe Spatterford. He's an artist here at Big Idea. He's going to show you how to draw me.
So Larry is basically just a cylinder. So you draw that basic cucumber shape. So then I'm going to kind of block in the eyes. Larry's eyes are about up here. Let's see. Drawing his nose. Okay. Drawing his mustache shape. Drawing all big shapes right now. So I'll figure I'll get to the more intricate shapes a little later. More detailed shapes a little later. So I'm drawing everything very general and big right now. I know his belt and his clothes are going to be down here, and his hat, or his bandana I should say, is right up here, and he's got a little, the knot that ties the bandana together is right here. And over his eye is a patch. The actual patch just kind of flaps up like that. Okay, so now I've got everything basically blocked in. I'm going to draw his belt in there. It's kind of a big, bulky, square belt. The belt buckle here. So it's basically just a square that's kind of wonked out a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to draw, there's he's got a little wooden sword that's attached to a cord that goes over, I guess, where his shoulder would be if cucumbers had shoulders. Let's see. And then that goes over here, and then there's a sword. The sword comes out here, so you don't even have to draw all the sword. You just draw a little part of it. That's kind of a cube shape. It's basically like a box. Another box down here, and then the top of another box that kind of goes back here, as if the sword kind of went behind the body. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just draw his pupils, his eyes here. All right, so now, and his mouth. All right, so that's lightly drawn in. So now what I have to do is I kind of commit to the drawing. You know, I make specific shapes that I want you to look at. So kind of draw the eyes in there, leave a little highlight shape in there for the eyes. Draw the top of his eyes right there too. Let's see. His lower eyelid and his eye, and his nose is right there. Okay, so there's his eyes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw his mustache. His mustache kind of gets a little furry at the top, and then it kind of comes into a hook shape at the bottom. Bows in the middle. Same thing on the other side. As everybody knows, Larry has one tooth. So that's going to be like the lower part of his mouth. Just kind of darken that in to say mouth. There we go. I'm going to draw on the beard part of his goatee there. It's a little furrier at the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to draw the cloth that kind of goes around his, I guess it would be his pants, and a belt that kind of tucks in there. So just darkening the lines that are already there. I'm going to make that square, wonked out square shape a little darker. Like I said, a little bit more clear, you know, so it looks like a really confident drawing when you press hard on it. It's got a little buckle on there as well. We'll just draw it quickly there. And that goes around goes down here and somehow attaches into this sword that he's got. Okay, and then just making those lines around that box shape a little darker, make it a little bit more clear. Okay, and then he's got a little kind of ripped edges towards the bottom of his outfit there. Okay, push the outside of him a little bit darker. It's an actual band of elastic that goes around his head. There we go. All right, now let's get that bandana drawn in there. Let's see. And it's got a little knot on the side where a little flap comes out, you know, where he ties the knot. I guess there'd be like another one back there somewhere. All right, so it's basically drawn in. Now I'll just push the eyes a little dark here just to make them look black. All right, that patch is black. Let's draw like as if the bandana kind of goes through that. All right, now we're going to throw some dots on his handkerchief. He's got some polka dot shapes on his handkerchief. Let's also darken in this mustache a little. And we'll get the belt as well. You know, and then you can just do whatever you like. You can throw some shading into them. You know, make the light look like it's coming from this direction. You notice I'm kind of holding the pencil at a side, from the side. That way I can use the underside of the pencil in order to shade the thing. You can shade a lot faster that way. Instead of doing this, you're doing that. So that's actually a fun way of shading. All right, so that's Larry from The Pirates Who Don't Do Anything.